all right, let's get it. I probably will have absolutely nobody watch this, and that's fine. But I have to make sure I say something about this, mainly because of the fact that, above all, and in every way, shape, and fashion, I am an American. I'm an American man. I was born here. I got my first beat down here in the hood here. Um, I had my bike stolen here, even as an adult, and fairly recently. I've had my bike stolen here. I've had my first crush. I went through high school. I went through college here. I I literally have paid the tolls for being black while I was here. I've done so gosh darn much. I've done so much in my life. um, to not only live up to the expectations that an American should have, but to be a solid standard American. I try to be solid standard, a gold standard at least, you know. And to see so many people from another country come over here and demand to be able to be treated as American citizens and to be given squatters' rights in this damn country is bothering me. And for each and every one of those women and men that are sitting there and simping for these people to be in this country illegally, it bothers me. It bothers me. Taxes have kicked my ass for how many years? I've dealt with the good ones, the ups and the downs as far as taxes. I've dealt with so much. I've dealt with not being able to find a job. I've dealt with the fact that I had to deliver Uber Eats, and 90% of my orders go to someone who probably isn't even documented to be here. Dude, let's take a look and see exactly how much appreciation these people that are coming over to this country actually have for this country, and even native born US citizens have for this country, because it's really sad at this point. Let's see what happened last night in Los Angeles, baby. Let's see what happens. Let's see if these Democrats actually give a about us at all. Let's see.
We go back now to our reporter, Christina Gonzalez, on the ground there in front of the federal Roybal building in downtown Los Angeles, where we are told that protesters are now trying to get into that building. Christina, tell us what's going on.
Okay, I gotta be careful here. What we have is a group of protesters who try to enter the building. They are actually using the garbage, and you see that we're getting pelted with gas pellets. That is tear gas. Okay, so what we had was a crowd of about 20 people who tried to enter the building a few minutes ago. And they are now backing up because we have been, excuse me, we have tear gas being thrown at us. At this point, we do not see anybody in terms of LAPD or law enforcement near us, but I have a feeling this is going to happen at some point soon.
Now, I want to make sure I stop this here just for a moment, and I want to make sure that I say each and every one of these gosh damn people who are here undocumented are fucking squatters. And I'm going to try my best to actually minimize the amount of profanity I utilize within this stream, because of the fact I really want this to actually hit as many algorithms as possible, because this is really serious. And I feel incredibly strongly about it. But, of course, I'm going to have to be a bastard at the exact same time. These people are squatting in the United States of America. That when I was in Kenya, when I overstayed my visa, overstayed my welcome, I was handcuffed. I was taken from Eldoret, which was about 6 hours away from Nairobi, brought to Nairobi, and I was put on a plane. That's what happened. These people, at least when I went to Kenya, I actually went the legal way. I just overstayed my visa and didn't think about it. But these people are coming into this country illegally and refusing to leave. And then they have a bunch of Democrats ready, willing, and able to sit there and take up arms almost and try to raid a federal building. Bro, this is too much. This is too much. Like, we've got a bunch of freaking Hispanic Karens right now trying to go and overthrow a government. Come on, son. Oh, this is too much.
The crowd is going back in. Those are actually photographers, because you can see that they actually broke. There was a fence there, and they actually went in. The moment they tried to go in, they were met by the officers that you see with the tear gas. So the crowd is backing up, and they're beginning.
I don't know who the hell invited the dinosaur to the party. I have absolutely no idea. But that dinosaur, I guarantee, if it was over there in Venezuela and somebody was hungry, well, let's just say that they'd be having some prehistoric food right damn now. I'm pretty damn sure. I don't know how the hell. Only in America can this daggone dinosaur live throughout the entire riot. Only in America. Only in America. Gosh damn it. Would have been fried if his ass is back over there in Venezuela or Mexico. Yeah.
To throw things at the officers, and of course in the middle of this we have somebody in a dinosaur suit. But
damn, even the lady had it. The way she said it was so cringe. And there's somebody in a dinosaur suit. This is how sad this place is. This is how sad America is, and this is the exact reason why I am ready to get back to Uganda. This is ridiculous. But I'm going to minimize how many times I actually interrupt this. Let's get it.
Crowd has backed off a little bit, and we have about 30, 40 people around us, and they're beginning to try to move back in. Some of them and throw some of the cones at the officers. So it's a very volatile situation.
Appreciate you trying to cover this story. We hear the coughing there. I'm guessing that is due to the tear gas. Please do what you need to do to be safe as we watch this picture here. You can see that.
We're okay. I mean,
okay?
so far
right,
we're okay. Let me show you something, because they're coming back. They're coming back in. Look at the guy on the left. They are actually creating a barricade of sorts to try to block the entrance. Again, this is the entrance of the Metropolitan building, not the Metropolitan Holding Facility. And what they're trying to do is to block it so that the vehicles that were taking some of those who were detained could not come out. So here they're coming back in. I don't think this crowd is going to let go of the situation.
So, Christina, you're saying...
And see, if black people ever try this, last time we ended up rioting, like for real, like, let's be perfectly honest. It was back during the era of the 90s. It was back when, we were mad over Rodney King, when we really rioted with a purpose. Now, that was for injustice. There's nothing unjust about this situation. It's a bunch of people that decided that they have every right to be in this damn country. These people didn't go through the Rodney King riots. You know how many black people had Billy Club shoved all up in there because of the fact that they wanted to protest back in that time? Back around the time when in Living Color and what was it? A Different World. Man, bro, come on, man. There's absolutely nothing just about this. And all these damn social justice warriors get on my exact damn bit of nerves. This is sad as hell. This is why the entire world thinks that the United States is a joke. This is why I refuse to keep staying here. This is why, I just came back from Uganda. Shouts out to Uganda. There is a lot of corruption. There's a lot of crooked police, and there are a lot of scammers there. But you know what? I feel more comfortable there surrounded by scammers than I do within my own country with a bunch of people who are looking for a free gosh daggone ride. I'm sorry, I worked too hard, dude. I work too hard. I go through too much. This is sad.
They don't want them to be transported, if I'm understanding you correctly, right?
That's right. They don't want the people who were here, who were being, you saw earlier, we showed some of the white vans where they were transporting some of the people who had been detained in the courtrooms to places like Texas and some of the places where there was room. Now, the crowd you see the crowd that we're showing you? There's about 30 people that are remaining. The main 200, 300, 400 people, they have moved down the street. What remains here is about 50 people who are what girls can call hardcore. And they're saying that they want to make a stand. They believe that they do not want people being transported.
They believe that do not want. She sounds like she should be on that daggone immigration bus also. What the hell is? They feel that they are. Where's he spray painting? Hold on,
Christina.
And, you see them painting graffiti? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As we're
death to ICE. Now they're actually spray painting death to ICE because of the fact that in their own country, life is so messed up. It's so catastrophically messed up in their own country that they decided that they're supposed to be here and they have every freaking God-given right to be in this gosh damn country. Look at this. Like this is literally, this is America.
We're watching this here. We do know that you have protesters and sometimes you have outside agitators who come in with their own cause, their own purpose, their own mission to be there. As you're looking at the crowd here, do you feel that it's largely protesters against ICE and the raids and the deportations?
I think the majority of the protests had that in mind. Definitely people upset. I don't know. Can I talk to you a minute? Are you okay? All right. Thank you. Some people don't want to talk, but I'm going to try to find somebody to get a sense as to why they're saying and how. Can I talk to you a second? Okay.
All right. I got to say this real quick. You know what? Fox News ain't shit. Let me tell you why they ain't shit. Because out of all them damn Venezuelans and Mexicans out there, they went and sent the one gosh daggone Mexican reporter that they could that speaks bare minimum English to go out here. They was not going to go ahead on to get no white person to go to sit here and combat all these damn people. They weren't going to get a white person to come out here and combat these people. They weren't going to go and find a Negro to go out there and combat these people and try to talk. No. They found Hector Morales' sister to come the hell out here and do this. This is so messed up, but it's so wrong at the same time. Let's get it.
To your point, there are people here who have their own agendas, and their agendas are anger. They're angry about what's going on and all kinds of other issues.
We saw that in 2020.
What we're hearing from the people here is that what they saw today tipped them over the top.
Yeah. Christina, we saw that in 2020, right, where some outside agitators came in and got involved in some of the protests. I'm reading something that was sent to me by the Chief of Police's office, Jim McDonnell. The LAPD will continue to have a visible presence in all of our communities to ensure public safety. We will not assist or participate in any sort of mass deportations, nor will the LAPD try to determine an individual's immigration status. That's from the Chief of Police's office. So I need to know if you can tell us who's lobbed the tear gas that's causing you to cough.
The tear gas came from the officers inside the parking lot.
Yes, the tear gas came from the officers inside of a parking lot because there's a fucking dinosaur out here in front of the freaking ICE building. Like, look, there's 50 freaking Hispanics who are Karens. These are, once again, these are all Karens. These are a bunch of Karens who feel that they deserve to be here, who they feel that they deserve all the rights that an American has. I'm sorry, until you paid as much taxes as I have, until you've seen uncle after uncle go to prison for tax fraud, until you've gone through all this crap, until you have actually been discriminated against seriously, I don't think that maybe you should sit here and you should be waving your flags and trying to stamp your feet in like a damn match. I'm sorry. Yeah, you know what? If there was a dinosaur in the parking lot right now outside of my building, I swear I'd throw a tear gas grenade at that right now. I'm telling you, I would. I will write the dinosaur's name on it before I threw it. The fuck out of here! Got dinosaurs and shit out here. This is crazy.
And that is what they use to push the crowd back, because the crowd was pushing inside into the parking lot. They actually got through that initial gate and they started breaking down the area. Wow. So at that point, that is when they...
And then, like, think about how incredibly horrible this is to the point. I'm gonna really minimize how many times I actually pause this going forward. These people come to a country where they actually entered illegally. They are storming a government facility in this country where they came illegally and actually spray paint death to ISIS. I'm sorry, to ICE on one of the trash receptacles outside of the building. They will make death threats to the federal government because of the fact that they came illegally. If this doesn't scream Karen, I don't know what does. I don't know what does. And I think that if Trump wanted to go and get 1 million more deportations right now, this is when ICE is supposed to come out. This is where you go and you get all the ass. I would have got, you know what? I'm serious. I'm sorry. I would have got each and every one of these daggone people out here, and I would have got some white people. White people would have ended up in Venezuela by the time I was done. It couldn't have been me as president. I'm sorry. Hey, Todd, do you speak Spanish? Hola. Yeah, can you say hola? There we go. We're putting your ass on the plane. Todd has to be on the plane with all these damn Venezuelans if it was me. I'm sorry. Todd would be on that damn plane. He'd be on that plane, and that would be the most uncomfortable ride of his damn life. If it was me, everybody would have went.
They came out and they they used, what you saw is tear gas. I have not.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just thought about putting Todd in Haiti. I really would have dropped Todd off in Haiti. I'm sorry. All right. I'm going to minimize how many times I pause.
I've seen tear gas coming from the crowd. I have seen some bottles and some stuff, but nothing, like tear gas. I will say that some people came very prepared with their goggles and their, and just ready for what is happening. So they probably had a sense that it would and that they were going to do this. You saw the people blocking the entrance. They were very adamant that they wanted to make a very strong point, and this is a strong point to them.
As we're watching the crowd
you
there.
can see over here. Let me show you what's going on here. Thank you so much. They're actually handing us some masks. Thank you so much. Let me get one for my cameraman. Thank you so much. We do appreciate that.
Be safe. Thank you. Handing masks to the enemy. Fox don't care about y'all.
Which might help. And you can see, let me show you that as we move around, because I want to give you a sense of the back of the crowd. You were asking about the different groups and so forth. The crowd definitely at this location has diminished. Now, you see the flashing lights at the end of the street there. There's LAPD beginning to kind of block the street and just get people away from this area, because this is now escalating into a whole different situation. And we'll see where it goes. But at this point, let me see. Excuse me, can I talk to you a second? Oh, you're okay. All right. Thank you. You know, I'm trying to be. Let me see what happened to this person. Are you guys okay?
Yes, we're fine.
Okay. All right. That's okay. Let's go this way. It's all right. It's okay. Some of the people actually got hurt with the tear gas. I mean, it can be if you get hit directly on, and some people were in front of that line with the tear gas. And right before you came live to us, you could see it happening. It can be really beyond scary. It can do some damage, and some people are actually saying that they were hurt. The crowd again, about 20 people. We are on Alameda in front of the Metropolitan Detention Center, where we have what is really, in essence, you know, it's funny, look at the trains over here, because the trains can continue to run past this. So if you're in the metro and you ride past this, understand what you're driving past. But so far, this has remained very much not into the streets as taking over the freeway or the train or anything like that at this point. What you're looking at is in front of the detention center, and I get a sense that people are probably going to stay here for
Christina,
now.
if I may,
we'll keep you.
If I may get back to that earlier point, I know you talked about the tear gas being lobbed from inside of the federal building there on their premises. So is it your sense then that it would be the feds that launched the tear gas, not the LAPD?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to clarify that.
The building, the people inside this building, keep in mind, this is a Metropolitan Holding Facility. Okay, this is what is behind the Roybal building. People are being held here, aside from immigration, for all kinds of things. But this is where they were processing out the people who...
Okay.
But volatile situation.
Christina, right there in the thick of it, obviously, you can see that people are there trying to get a message across that perhaps might not be appropriate for all audiences, and we want to watch the language as well. So we're taking a live shot there right now that is overhead. You can see, as Christina mentioned, that it is a much smaller. Okay, look at that shot right there. You have federal officers there.
They were lobbying the gas.
We're going to go back and forth to Christina Gonzalez, but that is a show there of force and a protection for the building there in that shot there.
At the federal level, and I was just saying a few moments ago that the LAPD is not part of this. They are acting as crowd control. My understanding through a source that other departments have come in, other facets of the LAPD are on standby, but so far they have not moved on this. And we know that the majority of these protesters left the area. They were marching. At one point, our reporter on the ground, Christina Gonzalez, told us there were 500 protesters. She said that they were very peaceful. So these are the ones who are left behind, Christina.
And you know what? Shouts out to those 500 people who are protesters, but are peaceful. Like, I mean, I get it. I get the fact that you want your voice heard. I'm right there with you. Hey, look, if you feel that you want to say something, but you want to do it in a peaceful format, not a problem. Look, I'll defend your right to do so in this here America with my life. You're more than welcome to do that. But come on, it's always gotta be some extra people who gotta go and do something. Like, dude, do I agree with the cause? Hell no. I don't agree with the cause. And not at all. I feel like every undocumented immigrant in this country should be freaking deported. I feel that way. Yes, I do. I'm sorry. It's the legalities behind it. But I can respect the protesters who kept marching on and did it legally and didn't cause so much strife, pain, and misery. These here, though, dog, come on, man. This is too much. It really is too much. And this is why I keep saying, get your passports. Please get your passports, bro. Bro, I hate to say it like that. I'm not trying to say I want passport bros to be more up, but I want more men to actually just Leave this goddamn country, bro. This is sad. This is sad on so many levels. I mean, you literally are fighting with people who are here to actually uphold the justice of law within these here United States of America. This is sad as like for real.
And this looks to be fewer than 100 people, but they are certainly more animated, and some of the language obviously is not something that we can have on our air here because it's just not appropriate to families.
Right, but you could see from that wide shot there, from that aerial shot, that you have a lot of media there on the ground. We have, the stations like Fox 11, as well as your citizen journalists, and those who are just documenting with their cell phone, I'm sure. But the large crowd is not there taking part in this in front of that detention center. As you might imagine, I can't imagine federal authorities allowing them to breach that building. Who knows what's behind or inside the building there, but you can imagine that being a federal building for one, and also a detention center, like a perhaps concept of a temporary jail kind of thing.
Right.
They're not going to allow protesters to breach that building. So they already had the tear gas come out. Our own reporter who was right there, you heard her coughing, and she's trying to cover the story there. So as you can see, the bulk of the protest crowd really wants no part of this. They want their message heard. They want to make a statement, but they don't want to be part of this. And they're either keeping their distance or have moved on with the greater protest, which had hundreds of people.
And it's my understanding now that these federal agents are asking for backup from the LAPD. So eventually we probably will see black and whites from the Central Division, which would be very close to here as well. We also have the main headquarters that are at Main and First that I was talking about earlier. So eventually we will see black and whites. They would be there for crowd control. As we just mentioned, the vast majority of these protesters have moved on. We didn't see any laws being broken earlier, but now these are the stragglers, if you will, and they were making some aggressive moves, Christine, and we saw that they were blocking off the areas, presumably because they don't want the people who were taken inside to be able to leave that building, be transported to wherever they would be transported to.
And let us also note, because Laura, you and I have been covering decades of news here in Los Angeles, we have seen many occasions where you have outside people coming in with their own mission or taking advantage of the opportunity to make some kind of statement or to create an unrest, escalate the unrest here. All right, back live with our picture there on the ground. Again, our reporter Christina Gonzalez is right there in the thick of it. We are watching here as it seems to be fairly calm at this moment. Christina?
Yes, if you can hear us, thank you for letting me know. Okay, so it is, we made peace with that group and they understand that we're doing our thing, they're doing theirs. And what is happening right now is that they're attempting again. Now, I believe we have the video from when this whole thing began, when they tried to get in. If we can roll to that, because then of what happened, you had a part of the crowd that literally tried to enter the parking lot of the detention center. You can hear me asking the booth to come to us, because at that point we were trying to show you what was going on. It got to be a very volatile situation, because as they tried to break in and they got closer and closer, what you saw from inside was the systems that were guarding, coming out and throwing, using the gas to push the people back. So what they're trying to do is stop the people that have been coming in and getting the people who were detained outside. But at this point, it's a volatile situation. It really is. LAPD.
Those are all lies. You're better reported than that. Don't be like that. No seas así.
So as we are watching this play out here, we saw much more of a presence of authorities in that entranceway. You saw the one guy in our shot that Christina had the video who had fired the tear gas there to back that crowd up. But then you also now, as you look in, there are several more officers. Again, I can't imagine they're going to let that crowd breach that building in any way, shape, or form. We know LAPD has come into question about their response earlier in the day with the ICE raids. I heard the police chief, Jim McDonald, talking about that, saying they would have to protect anybody as that is their job. And so I'm guessing they might actually have to come in to protect the building as well, is my guess. That I can't imagine this crowd is going to be allowed to push forward. Again, this is not the bulk of the protesters that Christina had been marching with and covering. This is a smaller group trying to make a stand here.
Yes, we were reporting earlier with Christina about 500 in total when this mushroomed earlier this afternoon. Now we seem to have, Christine, less than 100 people who are still here. This is the more aggressive group, if you will, and there's a lot of, bad language and things being sprayed on the side of the building, attempting to get into the federal building there, or at least try to block the exit so that people who were taken inside earlier cannot be transported to the next location. And
Democrats, I really want to say this, while we continue looking and viewing this incredible footage, it's really sad that you would actually defend a group of people who are capable of doing this and then try to make any fucking defense for them being in this gosh damn country. It's sad as hell. They're over here spray painting death to ice on the ice trash cans. They over there graffitiing the entire building. Honestly, I just don't understand how in the hell that they end up who's selling these people? They're not even supposed to be here. They're not even legal. How are they legally able to buy spray paint? That's what's bothering the hell out of me at this point. And then they had a dinosaur here.
get people to hire them for the day, and it's something that we see here.
Man, look, I'm done. Real talk. Look, man, comment, subscribe, whatever. I really don't care. But at the exact same time, if you want to get out of this country, if you're looking for a way to escape this madness that is the country, hit your boy up, your boy Ali. I do have a plug on plane tickets. When I went to Uganda a little while ago, it was half off. I do have half off plugs right now. Go ahead, hit your boy up. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I just think that it's just time that the upstanding Americans actually leave here until they get this together. Trump, he's doing this thing, and God bless Trump. Really, but dude, this is not a country for normal people anymore. And when I say normal, I don't mean gay, straight. I don't mean black, white. I just mean people of logic. Logic makes absolutely no sense. There's a dinosaur in front of the fucking ice building. Let's make sure we recap this. There's a dinosaur in front of the ice building. Everyone's mad because of the fact that they came here illegally and they're not allowed to stay. And everyone's supposed to be okay with this. Yo, get your passports, people. Get your passports, people. Get your passports, people. It's your boy Ali. I'm done. Screw this shit.